Good morning, everyone. My name is Jonathan Valdivia, and today I will be discussing a significant public health case study, an outbreak at Greenfield Farms. This outbreak underscores the importance of the One Health approach, a collaborative effort between human, animal, and environmental health sectors. Understanding and addressing zoonotic diseases requires an integrated approach, and this case serves as a powerful example of why such coordination is essential. Throughout this presentation, I will provide an overview of the outbreak, examine the key findings, discuss the role of various stakeholders, and propose mitigation strategies. Finally, we will look at long-term prevention strategies through a One Health lens and explore key lessons learned. Let's begin by understanding the context of this outbreak. Greenfield Farms is a mixed-use agricultural facility that produces dairy, poultry, and vegetables. This type of farming environment presents an inherent risk for zoonotic disease transmission, given the close interactions between animals, workers, and the surrounding community. The farm is located near a residential area, which means that potential outbreaks have the ability to impact not just farm workers, but also local residents who may consume farm products or interact with the environment. Over the span of 2 weeks, multiple individuals, both farm workers and community members, began reporting symptoms of gastrointestinal illness, including diarrhea, vomiting, fever, and abdominal pain. Local healthcare providers identified a spike in such cases and alerted public health authorities. This prompted an investigation into the possible source of the outbreak. Now let's take a look at what investigators uncovered. Epidemiological data pointed toward a common source of infection, as affected individuals had recently consumed dairy products from Greenfield Farms. Initial interviews with patients revealed that many had consumed unpasteurized milk, which raised concerns about foodborne pathogens. In response, public health officials and food safety agencies conducted environmental testing at Greenfield Farms. Further investigation led to some crucial discoveries. Testing of dairy products and processing areas confirmed contamination with salmonella, a common bacterial cause of foodborne illness. The bacteria were also found in livestock fecal samples, suggesting that transmission likely occurred from animals to dairy products, either through direct contact or environmental contamination. Additional environmental testing raised concerns about cross-contamination, as irrigation water used on vegetable crops also tested positive for salmonella. Now let's understand salmonella a little more. So, what exactly is salmonella and why is it a concern? Salmonella is a bacterial pathogen that causes salmonellosis, a common foodborne illness that affects the digestive system. Symptoms typically appear within 6 to 72 hours after exposure, and they include, as mentioned before, diarrhea, fever, nausea, vomiting, and abdominal cramps. Most cases are self-limiting, but severe infections can lead to dehydration, bloodstream infections, and even hospitalization, particularly in vulnerable populations such as children, the elderly, and immunocompromised individuals. The primary sources of salmonella infections include contaminated food products, animal contact, and environmental exposure. Let's take a closer look at how this outbreak spread. This diagram, as you can see on the right side, illustrates the transmission pathways of salmonella at Greenfield Farms. The bacteria likely originated in livestock, specifically dairy cattle, where it was shed in feces. Improper sanitation and handling practices may have allowed this bacteria to contaminate unpasteurized milk. Additionally, contaminated irrigation water may have facilitated bacterial spread to vegetable crops. Humans then became infected either through direct contact with animals, consuming contaminated food, or exposure to contaminated environmental surfaces. The role of humans, animals, and the environment. This outbreak demonstrates the intricate relationship between humans, animals, and the environment in the spread of zoonotic diseases. The animal reservoir in this case was livestock carrying salmonella in their digestive tracts. The human factor included both farm workers who had direct exposure to infected animals and their waste, and consumers who were exposed through contaminated dairy and produce. The environmental factor played a significant role as contaminated water sources contributed to the spread of the bacteria. This connectedness highlights why a One Health approach is necessary for effective outbreak response and prevention. Key stakeholders and their roles. Addressing an outbreak of this scale requires coordinated efforts from multiple stakeholders. Public health officials conduct outbreak investigations, trace the source of infection, and implement control measures. Farm owners and workers implement biosecurity measures, improve hygiene practices, and ensure proper handling of food products. Healthcare providers. They identify and treat affected individuals while reporting cases to the health authorities. Regulatory agencies. They enforce food safety regulations, oversee product recalls, and implement preventative measures. Mitigation strategies for the current outbreak. In response to the outbreak, the following immediate actions were taken. The first was the recall of all unpasteurized milk produced at Greenfield Farms. Second was medical treatment and monitoring for affected individuals. The third was isolation and testing of livestock to identify infected animals and prevent further spread. The fourth was disinfection of contaminated facilities to eliminate any bacterial reservoirs. And the fifth is issuing a public health advisory warning against the use of potentially contaminated water sources. Preventing future outbreaks, a One Health approach. To prevent similar outbreaks, a One Health approach emphasizes long-term sustainable solutions, surveillance and monitoring, routine screening of animals, workers, and food products for potential pathogens, biosecurity measures, improve sanitation and hygiene protocols on farms, pasteurization and food safety practices, mandatory pasteurization of dairy products to reduce contamination risk, education and training, increased awareness among farmers, workers, and consumers regarding zoonotic disease prevention. Policy and long-term prevention. In addition to farm-level improvements, policy interventions are crucial. Stricter food safety regulations mandating pathogen testing for agricultural products, improved oversight of raw milk distribution and scale, investment in infrastructure improvements such as water sanitation systems on farms, enhanced collaboration between agricultural, environmental, and public health sectors to ensure rapid response to future outbreaks. Lessons from the One Health approach. This outbreak serves as a powerful reminder of the need for interdisciplinary collaboration. A One Health approach ensures that outbreaks are managed comprehensively rather than in isolation. By integrating expertise from human, animal, and environmental health fields, we can create stronger disease prevention frameworks. Ultimately, these strategies not only protect public health, but also promote sustainable agricultural and food safety practices. Conclusion and call to action. To conclude the outbreak at Greenfield Farms highlights the urgent need for proactive public health interventions. We must prioritize preventative strategies, improve surveillance efforts, and ensure strong regulatory oversight to minimize foodborne illness risk. A One Health approach provides the best framework for tackling these challenges by recognizing the interconnectedness of nature of health systems. Moving forward, continued collaboration between public health agencies, farmers, and policymakers will be essential in safeguarding food safety and providing future outbreaks. Thank you for your time. I now welcome any questions you may have.